everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Thank you very much for your continued support. I really feel very much blessed to have you here. Thank you very much. So today we're going to talk about scales. Scales. Do we need to practice scales every day? Or is it okay to practice sometimes? If we have to practice scales every day, what order should I do? Do we have to play the scales for only one string or 3 octaves, 4 octaves? And should we get fast? Should we practice slow? For example, Carmen says you should practice scales 1 hour a day. Heifetz was demanding his students to be able to play scales out of blue. And even Carflesh, if I remember correctly, he suggests students to play scales single up to 3 octave scale with double stops all the way, everyday new key. So all these ideas are great ideas. If we have 10 hours a day, if we're full-time students, great, go for it. You have all my support, but we also have to come to the reality. We also have to admit, as much as I want it, either I have other things to do or I just don't have that kind of 10 hours a day available. And this car flash kind of approach, playing single to double stops, everyday new key, or Permanent's idea of an everyday an hour scales only. As great as the ideas it's sometimes we're a little left alone, wondering how can we do. So I am here to suggest something, the idea of Dounis that I got, and which is brilliant. So Dounis is actually one of few pedagogues who are against starting our daily practicing with a scale. Don't get me wrong, Dounis is all for practicing a lot and hard things like that. But I think we can learn a lot from his approaches and then make it to work in our own schedule and on our own level of playing too. His suggestion is this: when you start practicing scale alone, a lot of violinists start with a cold body on, like a left and right hand is not ready, and they're pushing way too fast before your body is ready to play properly. Therefore, you actually end up playing a lot of with tension, and which is not the best outcome. He suggests it is much better to practice left hand technique, right hand technique, and gradually warm up, then move on to the scale practicing. And he comes with the biggest common mistake that violinists don't spend enough time to correct is a shifting, and that's how and so on. He tackles that one. I'll get into that one a bit later. Now, long story short, so can we leave the scales out totally? No, scales are still important. Scales not only introduce us what kind of key we're playing by playing simple. Let's say we're playing B flat major scale, B flat, and a piece in a B flat major. So simply playing a scale, let's say simple 1 octave. We're actually tuning our ears, not only just also visiting the fingering pattern. Or if we have a lot of shifting or arpeggios, and simply just revisiting those shifting can be very helpful, which is part of the scale practice. When I say scale, means scale, chromatic scale, arpeggio, double stops, and so on. Yes, it is important, but one has to be realistic when it comes to practice planning. So let's say you have 5 to 10 hours available to you, go for it. Put whole hour into practicing scales. But let's say if you have only 1 hour, 2 hours, or even 30 minutes to practicing, and then you have repertoire piece, a technical piece, etude piece, and scales to practice, or sometimes repertoire pieces, you have several pieces to practice, then putting 60 to 80% of your practice time only on scale may or may not be the best. Then in that case you have to prioritize the scale practicing a bit differently. Option 1, see if you can find scale kind of pattern from your repertoire piece that you can use. If not, then just dismiss altogether. Just do simple warm-up with the first, third, second position, whichever you prefer. Using all fingers, using different fingering patterns, which could work for anything. So nice one would be Savage Technique Book 1, I believe it's number 5. He has a different kind of fingering pattern practicing. And on like that. And that's something when I have just a couple minutes to warm up, I use it a lot. And then after you warmed up a bit left hand, you can keep moving on the shifting as well. Or Dounis way. And so on like that. You can do a little shifting practicing as a part of left hand warm up. Then you do a little right hand exercise. Then you do an open string, whether it's nice full tone with a portato, or you're doing a staccato, up bow, or down bow, or spiccato, or ricochet, whatever it is. Then you would practice that one. Yeah, string crossing, whichever it is. Then you do gradually. You can move on to the next scale, practicing hands together in slow tempo up to fast one, or move on to our technical or repertoire pieces. Yeah, I hope you can try it yourself. Whatever you do, make sure it has worked for you. Just like all of us have a different way of studying, or we have a different taste, what kind of food we like, or when we like to get up, it's all different on us. Practicing is the same way. Do take all the advices from these great masters and also from me and all these things, but you have to process yourself, try different things, see which one works the best. And instead of blindly following somebody's advice, no matter how great they are, I know they all meant well and it's all correct, but it has to be correct with you, with your type of schedule, with your type of learning. Yeah, I hope that this video was helpful, and I wish you all happy violin practicing. Hope to see you again. Bye-bye.